uncertainty deepened in River State on Thursday as state lawmakers initiated moves to impeach Governor Siminalayi Fubara. Now, the impeachment plans were initially expected to be tabled before the Assembly next Monday. However, in an unexpected turn, lawmakers loyal to former governor and minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, reportedly moved the timetable forward by commencing impeachment proceedings immediately, a development which caught the executive arm unprepared, apparently. A Rise News analyst, Dayo Sobowale, joins us now to examine the possible reasons behind the escalation of the fragile peace in River State and the fresh impeachment moves against Governor Fubara. Mr. Sobowale, thank you very much for joining us today. Good afternoon.
It's a pleasure of being here as usual.
Yes. So, last time there was drama in River State, President Tinubu got involved. Can we expect the president to get involved in these latest proceedings? And if so, when?
You have to know the source of this new development. It's not an old issue. It's embedded in the Supreme Court judgment that lambasted Fubara for the way he incapacitated the legislature in the state, despite of the separation of powers inherent in our constitution. The indictment was so grave, and that was why Tinubu went ahead to impose a state of emergency. Now, obviously, the legislators, having won that great victory, are not letting bygones be bygones, in spite of the political settlement. The judgment was so harsh that it even stopped the federal government from giving federal revenue allocation to the Fubara government for the state of emergency. One would have thought that with the peace settlement, all this would have been allowed to go under. But I don't blame the speaker for invoking it, because it is a legal document that favors them. And it even went further to teach them what to do in saying in that government that Fubara was lawless in crippling the legislation. But you see, Fubara then was trying to get legislative approval for his budget. He didn't have it, and that's why he wanted them eliminated altogether constitutionally. But he spent money. So these people are not letting go, in spite of the political arrangement organized by the president. Maybe, you see, unless and until they agree that they will set aside that judgment, and that these people will forgo that judgment and let peace reign, Fubara will always be in trouble with them, legally and constitutionally.
What are the chances of that happening, Mr. Sobowale, setting aside that judgment?
Well, this is politics. This is politics. It's give and take. That's what is called political horse trading. If they bargain and they agree, all agree, and even if they agree and sign that they will not invoke this judgment again in the life of this Fubara administration, it will go. If they agree, which I don't think they are in the mood to, especially now that even in that judgment, the Supreme Court noted that Fubara is saying that these people have defected. They are in the majority. You remember that? That they have defected and that they are not qualified. The judgment noted that they have not defected. And even if they have defected, they are in the majority in the House. And the legislature is independent of the executive. So those are the legal issues on the ground, which these people are invoking, in spite of the political settlement. So you have to separate the two.
Mr. Sobowale, earlier I think this week you were talking about how you find all that's going on in River State quite entertaining.
Yes.
And I think we also asked you that it's coming at what cost. You talked about how Fubara has been commissioning projects, so he's been relatively effective. But looking at what has transpired since that conversation and now, is it not Rivers people that are still going to end up paying the price for all these distractions, if you want to call them that?
They are not the people paying the price. It's their government. They elected them. They know each other.
But did they
It's
sign up for
because
all
they are-
this?
For all this, what?
For all the
these are
that's
political-
transpiring.
In the place, there is no state that is a political graveyard. Things happen 24 hours, and where you have human beings, they are always disposed to be settled. So that's why I say, if you don't find it entertaining, that's your own problem. But these are legal developments, and I've taken pains to explain them to you. You still don't see it, it's too bad. But that's the development.
Yeah.
And unless and until Fubara sees the president to rescue him again, if he can. And you see, there are people on the sideline protesting that Wike is manipulating and Wike should be removed from the Executive Council and the APC. Look, it is, how do I put, an emerging situation. Learn to appreciate it. See, the human political phenomenon. Nobody can predict how it will end. As long as they are human beings, and as long as people want to share in power, you have developments like this. Better live with it. What's the next question?
So my next question is just about, if we take a step back from the legal ramifications and what this means for people, what about what this means for Governor Fubara as an individual? Whether this goes forward or whether it does not, where does his political career future go from here? Is this something he can recover from?
It's literally in jeopardy. His career is at the mercy of this Speaker of the House. I see that. You see how entertaining this is. You don't even know where the Speaker belongs now. Because before, at the Supreme Court something, he said they have defected. The Supreme Court said they have not defected. But I think really they have defected now. And they are both in the same party. And they have brought out a legal document, which means if they are not pacified, they will indict him. Unless somebody closes the assembly. You see, that is the separation of powers in the presidential system. Yeah, the three centers of power are independent of each other. And you cannot subjugate one, like he tried to do because he lacked the majority and they wanted to impeach him. And they are ready to impeach him all over again. So the problem is between the president, Wike, and the APC itself. You get me? And this is a political situation. It's a potpourri, which we must watch and analyze.
All right, Mr. Sobowale, when you look at the timeline of events from the president declaring a state of emergency to how things have played out right now, do you think there were opportunities that were missed or some situations that were not handled properly that would have probably led to much preferable outcomes than what we're seeing now, like a resurgence of matters that have clearly not been addressed?
It is a human political situation. You are here when the issue of state of emergency happened. Some people were saying to against the law and all that, but this is what they are invoking now was what Tinubu invoked to declare the state of emergency, that lawlessness on the part of Fubara. And the state of emergency has gone. It's part of the history of Rivers State, which your children and my children will learn later. But it has not ended. The Fubara saga is an unfolding political melodrama. That's it. And until maybe the president comes back.
Right.
Didn't you read somewhere that they said even Fubara has gone to look for the president? It's in one of the papers. So it's not in a comfortable position. It's not in a comfortable position. But you see how it plays out. Because they are all in the same party now, except Wike, who is half in the PDP and half out of it. That's the development.
Very interesting. The Fubara saga, we will keep watching it. Thank you, Mr. Dayo for your analysis on this very important topic.